So the NAS100 market this week has consolidated quite a bit. And if you're trying to figure out, well, what should I do for next week, given the fact that we do have CPI and PPI coming up, well, you're in the right place, because what I'm going to do in this video is go through my entries, my exits, and my profit targets for this market. So if you're ready to do that, let's go ahead and get started here on the weekly time frame. And we can see very clearly right here that this is how the week closed. It closed a doji candle and it's also bearish. So that could mean potentially anything in this market, because when we see doji candles, it typically means that there's a fight between the bears and the bulls, and we just got to wait to see who wins. But let's go ahead and go to the daily time frame. And I already have some levels here from last week. So if you want to see those, go ahead and check out the few videos before this. It'll say NAS100, and then you can follow along there. But for this video, I am going to call out all of these levels just so that way it's a little easier to understand. So for right now, get rid of that because there's nothing there. This top level right here is at 22,908. This yellow level is at 22,641. And then we have these little levels right here. We may get rid of these later, but right now at 22,460, and then another one at 22,393, and then another level here at 22,195, and then this yellow zone is roughly at 21,974, and then we have another one here at 21,611, and then this is the last one I'm calling out because price is currently nowhere near the zone, but I like to have it marked off, and it is at 21,351. If you've taken a trade and you're looking for some feedback on your trade, maybe you took a trade and it was successful and you want to know what you should do right in order to continue that success, and you have no one to talk to give you some valid feedback, then go ahead and check out the Express Trade Review in the comment section below, because in that you'll get my personalized review. You'll also get some tips and things that I use in order to find profitable trades. I tend to have this turned around within 48 hours. So you could be able to use the information for your next trade. And you'll also get a PDF where I'll share with you the top 3 things that I look for every time before taking a trade that really emphasizes the entries that I take inside of the market. Go ahead and click in the description box below and look for the Express Trade Review, so that way you can get your trades reviewed by a professional. So let's go ahead and look at price here on this daily time frame. For the most part, it's looking good. I do want to get rid of this level because it just seems like it's just cluttering up my chart. Let's go ahead and go to the H4 time frame and reset. Okay, so now we have a much better picture of what's happening here with the price action, because we can see the data a lot better. We do see a lot more chop, and pretty much I like the levels that we have. I'll just make a slight adjustment here to this level. Now it's sitting at 22,182. This level is still looking good, and we're stopping here for this video. Actually, this one at the very top, I do want to adjust it so that I could get a lot of coverage, just slightly at 22,910. So just want to make that a little bit cleaner. And I don't think I want to touch this level because we do have some nice supports. Let's go to H2. All right, so now we got a lot more data. Candles are still looking clean. I'm basically just making sure that these levels are matching up. And here on this time frame, they are. Let's go to the H1 and do some quick analysis before we get into our game plan for this upcoming week. All right, so looking at all of this chop, there are a couple levels that we could potentially draw. I'll do that in a second when I talk about the game plan for this week. But just looking at all of the levels, I don't think there's anything else that needs to be adjusted. Just want to look. Okay, yeah, that works right there. This could actually be moved just a little bit down to 21,609, but pretty much no change. Okay, great. So now that we got these levels sitting exactly how we want them to sit, what we're going to do is try to make some sort of sense of all of this chop, and that could be a little bit challenging. So one of the things I'm going to use is actually my trend line tool, and just use a straight line and just mark it off right here, because we do have a lot of wicks and rejection in this area. And then this level is sitting at 22,833. I do like to mark off that resistance, because if price pushes up, then there is an opportunity for some continued buying pressure from here to here. And that's about 76 points inside of this market. You can see all these rejections in the past. Doesn't mean that it's going to reject just because these other ones rejected. It can continue to push forward, but we just want to be prepared. I've created another community here on School called Consistent Profitable Traders. And if you want to join, you can go to school.com/traders in order to join this free membership. I have a number of things here inside of the community. You can see that the community is growing. There are people being added almost every single day. And then inside of the classroom, I do have some things here. I'm constantly adding new things, new resources for new traders. And if you go over to the calendar, then you'll see that I have a monthly call with everybody inside of this group. So if you want to join this community, go ahead and go to school.com/traders and I'll see you there. And this is looking good here. I also see some sort of like a minor level of support throughout here, just basically from here to here as well. Not really significant, but I do want to mark it off just because it's something that I noticed. And this is sitting at 22,688 at the moment. And say, for instance, if price was to continue to push down and respect this level, there could be buying opportunities here just based on the market structure. At least this is what I see and something that I would potentially do. And then this range roughly is here, 143 points inside of the market. And then let's just say if price broke this level, I would be interested in sales for sure because this is a key level of market structure. So right below here, and then essentially targeting this last level of support where price rejected for 244 points inside of this market to the downside. Now, of course, price can continue to push up. So what I like to do is to use the Fibonacci retracement tool in order to get an estimate of some sort of where price could potentially go. I like to go to a higher time frame like H4 or daily and then just find the bottom. So we kind of have a couple of narrow ranges within here. So I'm just going to take the bigger Fibonacci and start down here and then go all the way up to the top right here. So, and then if we were to scale this down, we can see a potential level of 23,359. Now, it sounds like a lot, and it is at times for this market. Okay, so if we wanted to get more refinement on this market, one thing that we can do is we can find a smaller fib. So the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of this really big fib and then use my Fibonacci retracement tool and then go from the bottom here up to the same height that we had before to look for a smaller level. And I do see one that is in here. So using my horizontal rate tool. So I do see a couple of levels that I can mark off. So especially right here at the 23,080 level and then also 23,267. So those could be some like steps on your way to the bigger number here because of course the market moves in waves and it's a possibility for it to just shoot straight up or take its sweet little time and get up there. So anyway, so if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and comment the word FIBS inside of the comment section below to let me know that you are serious about your trading and you have made it this far inside of the video. And if you want more content like this, make sure you subscribe because at this point we are doing videos 3 times per week where basically we're giving you so much value on Saturday, Sunday, and Wednesday every single week. So go ahead and subscribe and I'll see you in the next videos.